Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Joyful Reader. I am sorry it's been a while, but I'm kind of doing things backward and I'm just going to do kind of a freestyle vlog here. To start off with, I have kind of a little bit of a haul here and it's just going to be books. But I picked up at a thrift store for $1 a piece, 2 books. Robotech, which is first generation, by Jack McKinney. I am thinking I want to sit down and watch all of the Robotech stuff and just kind of see, because I kind of like the science fiction from what I'd seen of the Robotech. So that'll be fun. Lots of things that I'd like to read. And then I picked up also for $1 a book by Paul Anderson, which is 3 Hearts and 3 Lions. But it's about an engineer who is thrust into this magical landscape of magic, dragons, giants, and he is forced to choose one of 2 sides in which he is a key figure in this universe here. And it's kind of interesting because there is a sorceress whose name is Morgan Le Fay, so this makes me think, well, is this a kind of an Arthurian retelling? So I do want to read this and pick this up, but I can't remember who exactly recommended Paul Anderson, but I started reading more of kind of higher fantasy, and we'll see what goes from there. And then the rest is from my library. Some books I might decide just to kind of sidestep, like I sometimes do. Sometimes I get a lot of books, and then I just ferret out the ones, and so the next time I go to the library, I give the ones back. But this one is an audio book, and I started listening to this on to and from, whether it's the errand or whatnot. But this is The Library of the Lost and Found. It's about a woman whose name is Martha Storm. She is a librarian, and she finds it difficult to connect with people, but she loves books. And she has a list for everything that she wants in her life to help others. And then one day, a book of fairy tales shows up on her doorstep with a mysterious note from a bookseller who realized, I think this you will appreciate because because of the message inside. So she goes on this journey to discover where the book originally came from, and I'm not going to say anything more than that because so far just all I know. It's blurbed by Nina George, who's done Little Paris Bookshop and the Little Paris Bistro. Yeah, I have other book hauls, but they are on a different file, and I haven't been able to get to them. I have a ton of videos to kind of edit through, but as I read, I will share those, and I will try and put the date for the other ones. It'll be like a roulette. And so the next book I picked up was The House of Furies by Margaret Rue, and it's about a girl whose name is Louisa Ditton, and she is a young girl who flees from a terrible boarding school, and she gets a job at a boarding house. She becomes a maid, but it's kind of like a shady place because mysterious things happen. Creatures from mythology kind of appear in this, or folklore from this world, and so it's an entire series, and it's Also by the author who's of The Asylum, which is also on my to-read list. But when I saw this, I was like, I really want to read this. But right now, um, it's really, I was surprised because it's a very beautifully illustrated book. I really like this edition. So if I end up liking it, I'll be sure to. I've been kind of a little bit more picky about some of the books I read. So there's that one. And then this one, I've been kind of on a fantasy desire lately. But this one is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And it's about two people who are magicians. They've been raised to kind of rival each other, but they fall in love. And so it'll be interesting to see how this book picks up. And the other one is also kind of a 19th century. It's called The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. I saw this back in April, and I was like, this sounds really, really cool. It's about a young girl whose name is Mary Jekyll, and she goes and she is off to find her father's murderer, Mr. Edward Hyde. So that's all I know of it so far. So that'll be interesting to read. And then the other one is a retelling of Snow White, and it's about a young girl and her brother who are fleeing from their stepmother, who is actually also their aunt in this fairy tale world. So the mother, their biological mother, was someone who was really kind and loving, but the stepmother is not her sister. She kills the father at the beginning of the book, and so the brother and sister run to survive and hopefully take back their father's kingdom. So, and it was funny because I was looking at these books the other day on Book Outlet and Amazon, since everything's kind of canceled, and I thought, well, just look at it at the library and see what happens. This one is also a retelling, but I thought it was going to be more like a Dracula retelling, but it's not really. I don't really like this book. I think I might just return it. But it's about a young girl who's the daughter of Vlad Tepes, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe she won't become like her father. We'll see. This is not exactly my cup of words, so I'm not. I already have issues with the book, historically speaking. But that's just me. And then this one I've heard a lot about. This is a book called Becoming Mrs. Lewis. I like reading a lot of things about Lewis, and I think he's such a fantastic author. But this is just a retelling. This is by Patty Callahan. And so it's the story of the woman who became Mrs. Lewis, who is an American, and she's trapped in this marriage that doesn't bring her happiness. And so she's left with her two boys to try and figure out what to do next after her husband. Other than that, I don't know in this book. It's been a while since I've read up on the life of Mrs. and Mr. Lewis. So, and then this one is a sci-fi one. Again, this is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. It's about a young girl named Syrah and a young boy named Akos. Akos is the farmer's son, and he has the ability to kind of predict, or his father has the ability, I believe, to predict the future. And he has a gift that has to do with currents. Syrah is the sister of a horrible dictator, and he is not a good guy. But these two come together in order to fight against the injustice in their world. So I would like to read more also of Brandon Sanderson's science fiction. Which is another author I have on my list for science fiction, kind of like this. Right now, I need to pick up the Mistborn trilogy. And then this other one is a history book. This is Churchill's Shadow Raiders. The race to develop radar, World War II's invisible secret weapon. So this is also by the guy who did The Ministry for Ungentlemanly Warfare, The Dog Who Could Fly, CAS Ghost Patrol, and The Nazi Hunters. It sounded intriguing to me. I pick up occasionally World War II or, kind of books kind of like that. I would like to read more on World War II. I think it's a very interesting topic. So anyway, that is my haul, and I should have another video coming up where I'm talking about a little bit of the books I've read. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.